So my last sketchbook doesn't exist, and I am grateful for that. I've been using this LCD drawing tablet, for a while now, and I can just, draw stuff on it like this, and go, and I can erase it, and then I never ever have to look at it ever again. Oh, it's wonderful. Now, some of you might be horrified that I'm creating artwork only to be destroyed, but in my case, this is for practice, educational sketches, Just keep that in mind for the rest of the video, because I've come to the realization that keeping all of my practice sketches in a sketchbook or anything else, it has no value at all. For me or anyone else, really. I know this might be some kind of controversial opinion. Am I committing blasphemy against some kind of sacred tradition between artists and their sketchbooks? I don't know, but a lot of artists like having a great big mountain of pages to show their history of progress, Then I had to ask myself, how useful is that really? How useful is a large catalogue of errors with incremental improvements? What am I going to use that for? Nothing. It was just practice to me, really. As soon as I had finished the drawing, the practice drawing, the drawing had already completed its purpose. So why should I keep it? I kept on trying to think of reasons why these sketches might have some kind of purpose, but I just couldn't think of any, really. I don't see how they would ever become a financial asset unless I became so insanely famous that every type of scribble I make on a piece of paper becomes worth something. Well, that's not going to happen. Sketches don't really have these type of, horrible sketches, little practice scribbles, they don't have much of a wide appeal to your average common consumer. They like more, finished, polished work. Rough sketches only really appeal to the aspiring artists. The ones that want to know how the sausage is made. And sometimes they like to see when the sketch was made, and they could place themselves in your own timeline and say, oh, maybe I'm here at this level of development, or maybe I'm here, I can draw that. Oh, yes, yeah. But I don't think the average person can really be bothered looking at the unfinished, unpolished foundations of your skills. Then I thought to myself, maybe keeping all of my sketches could be some kind of educational resource for myself. Maybe that would be handy. But then I realised I had already been keeping piles of sketches for years, and it's never, ever helped me at all. Are those chickens out there? Chickens! Do I hear chickens? If I'm putting aside some kind of instructional piece of artwork for later reference, that's probably just because I only just happened to achieve it for the first time ever, and I haven't actually drawn it enough to internalize it. So I'm actually keeping it because it's a rare thing for me to achieve, yeah? That's why it has value to me, because I can't actually do it very well, and I'm going, oh look, I did it, oh, for the first time. Oh, that's amazing. What I should be doing is just devaluing the piece constantly with constant practice, while referring to the original source where I got it from in the first place, instead of looking back at some kind of imperfect copy I made. Also, drawing on something that guarantees the destruction of the sketch is really liberating from the fear of paper, that you just might be making a catalogue of errors for people to look back on. Blech. It just gives you the freedom to experiment and practice new perspectives that you might not be familiar with. I've also been using this LCD drawing tablet board thing to sketch little thumbnails of designs so I can get the layout correct before I commit it down to paper. And it has also saved me a lot of time, trying to organise hundreds of little scrap bits of paper all over my desk, that's pretty annoying. It's also saved me from having sketchbooks of crazy little scribbles I've made at 2 a.m. that my sleep-deprived brain always begs me to draw, so there you go. So I think the main downside to this thing is that you just might end up practicing so much that you lose the courage to put pen to paper. Don't practice yourself to death. Because you might just run out of time developing skills that now no one will ever see. You'll become a library that burnt down before it was even opened. I think like one of the main annoying things about these tablets is that if you shade on it, it's like inverted. That's the only bit, like, you just got to invert it in your brain, you know. You're switching back to ink or pencil on white paper. Okay, we'll see how that sounds. Goodbye.